What's going on, yo? Welcome back to basketball, and we were all wrong. We were all wrong. This is the smartest man in the NBA. This guy right here, he had the plan the entire time. To those of you that tuned into my live stream that just ended like 10 minutes ago, thank you very much for joining. But the Dallas Mavericks have just won the draft lottery, and I'm in complete shock by this. This is insanity. What was it? They said the fourth hot or lowest odds ever to jump up to the #1 overall pick. It was like the 1993 Magic, the 2014 Cavs, and the 2008 Bulls were like the three luckiest teams ever, and now Dallas comes in at number 4. Obviously, like the whole you probably still take Luka. You knew how good he was and everything, yada yada yada. But what a crazy twist and turn to the story that has been the Dallas Mavericks this year. This is insanity. Get your tinfoil hats on. Hashtag rigged is trending on Twitter right now. This is pretty crazy. But anyway, we've got the official draft order now. So I figure let's do a mock draft. I think that that's the appropriate thing to do right now is to do a mock draft. We're gonna probably we're going to think of a couple trades. We're going to think of a couple trades that are probably going to happen in this video somehow, some way, but I'm going to give you my initial reactions to a mock draft, and we're just kind of going to go with it. So, like, we've got the official draft order now, and we're just going to go... Oh, damn it, I started it on accident. All right, now we're good. Now we're set. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through and just kind of give our initial reactions as to what we think is going to happen now that the draft order's been determined. By the way, before we do that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. I've responded to every single comment on my YouTube channel up to this point, and I intend to keep on doing so. Please go give a watch to my Do They Fit in the NBA videos. These are really popular on my channel. They get demonetized every single time. And then Ideal Offseason's back. Far and away the most popular series on my channel. No other YouTubers really doing anything like it, so go give it a watch. It's a lot of fun, and now that the lottery's done, I can do all the other lottery teams, right? So just know all of these other teams can now get their ideal offseasons done because we know where their picks are at, right? So without further ado, let's do the mock draft. This is what I think is going to happen, not what I think should happen, by the way. So just adding that context here. Dallas, they got one of the coldest white boys in forever in Luka Doncic, and now they threw him away and they get another one. Cooper Flag, he's going #1. No surprises there. Let's zoom in just a little bit so we can kind of see everything going on here. Cooper Flag's going 1 to Dallas. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. If they somehow traded this pick some other way, like, I guess, is there a realm or a possibility? I didn't even consider this, actually. Do the Mavericks enter the Giannis sweepstakes now? They could make it happen, trade-wise. They very well... Whoa. That would be insane if they also traded Cooper Flag and they just went Giannis, AD, and Kyrie all in right now. Hey, if Nico Harrison is a man of his word, what did he say, right? He was like, I don't care about the next 10 years. Like, I'm trying to win in the next, 2 years and give myself the best chance at it. Well, let's see you put your money where your mouth is, Nico. Trade that pick to Milwaukee, because if Milwaukee's going to lose Giannis because they've tried their best to do everything they can for him, Trade Cooper Flag to Milwaukee. He'd fit right in Wisconsin. So, but let's just presume it'll be Cooper Flag, right? This is a good way to win the fan base back. They're probably going to do that, but Dallas not out of the conversation for that. So we'll see. And by the way, Giannis, if he requests a trade, if he doesn't, you keep him. That's just what you do, right? That is what you do. But the Spurs now on the clock with the 2nd pick. They also have the 14th pick. Crazy. The rich get richer, right? That's what we've determined from this draft. That's the motto of all of this. This puts them far and away at the top of the Giannis sweepstakes should it happen. So I'm going to hypothesize right here. Let's just say they did keep the pick, right? You probably go Ace Bailey here. You just probably do. It's more of a positional need. I think all 4 of these guys at the top are really, really good. I personally like Ace, honestly, the most in this class. I think he's got the highest ceiling. Really, really perfect fit next to Wemby. I have to imagine that if I'm using common sense right now, I'm Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? I go, okay, this is now easily the best trade that the Milwaukee Bucks can make if they were to trade me, right? They would get the 2nd pick in the draft. They probably trade, Vassell, for sure, like Jeremy Sohan. They might ask for Castle even. It's hard to say, but let's just presume that that's the case. This is now the easiest way if he asks out to get to the San Antonio Spurs, right? And that's a pretty good place to end up. Really great franchise. So let's just say that we're trading this pick to someone, right? So let's just pull up the good old Milwaukee Bucks right here. So let's just say the Milwaukee Bucks are here, and can I add more trades here? Validate trades using our trade machine. Does this like submit it? How does this actually work? I don't actually know how all of that works. But let's just kind of hypothesize this for a second through Fanspo and see what this would look like. So let's pull up the trade machine, right? We are the San Antonio Spurs right here. This is the Milwaukee Bucks now. And so what happens? So this pick right here, our pick goes over to the Bucks, right? Giannis comes over here. What does this look like now? You got to give us Devin Vassell, nice young player, yada, yada, yada. Give us Jeremy Sohan. Yep, you guys don't need him anyway. Now you just got Giannis. Do you make him take Keldon Johnson on as well? You might. Do you give him Branham? I don't even know. You got to give him some other stuff too. Like, it's going to be another pick as well. So like, where's this 2026 picks looking like? Atlanta swap possibility. Give that to the Bucks right there. So there you go. You get that. And then probably like a second round pick as well next year. So you can get these swap rights or something. Send him over there. Maybe ask for Keldon Johnson as well. Something like that. How does that work? That works. That might be the trade right there. It just might be. And again, you could maybe drop another one, but let's just say that happened. So we are going to trade this pick to the Milwaukee Bucks just because, and the second pick is just it's gonna go there. So there we go. The Bucks now have this pick. They take Dylan Harper as their kind of point guard of the future. Look, it would suck because Giannis is so much better already, or he's just probably is better than Dylan Harper will ever be, right? Unfortunately, you're taking someone that you hope is 80% of Giannis, right? And that's a stretch, but hey, this might be the best that you can do. So if Giannis requests out, might be what it has to be. The Sixers, this is awesome for you guys, right? You guys have a really competitive team right away, and Ace Bailey most likely is the 5th guy on the scouting report for people right off the bat. This guy, I think, has the highest ceiling in the draft. His shot making, the ball handling, the athleticism, all phenomenal, right? The bad shots and everything, I just don't care. That's such a stupid complaint to have about someone. You just you just tell him not to shoot those shots. It's not that hard. So he goes to a team where he can learn from Paul George. He's got Embiid on the team already, Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain. It's perfect, right? It's a match made in heaven. I would have to imagine day one starter, kind of ready to go. And let's just say things go bad for Philly this year. You move Embiid, you move Paul George, and you've got a young core of Ace Bailey, Jared McCain, and Tyrese Maxey still for the next couple of years. This is a phenomenal spot for you guys to be in. You get Ace Bailey here. Hornets. You guys have the easiest draft pick in the past like 20 years. You just take VJ Edgecombe. It's a positional need for you guys. You guys could use a 2. He's going to be a nice athlete to pair with LaMelo to play without the basketball, which is great. He's going to be defensively strong. You have to imagine right away. He's a fun guy. Like, you have a really fun young core. So hopefully LaMelo Ball stays healthy. You guys just take VJ Edgecombe and you move on. So that's our lottery right there. That is our lottery, and we've mocked up a Bucks trade here, and we think that could happen. The Jazz. Doomsday scenario. Absolute doomsday scenario. What do they do now? I think they look at their guard position, right? Well, let's just look. Who are the best players kind of left? Trey Johnson, Maluach, Yakuchonis, Knipple, Queen, Fears, Newell, and yeah, it's like nobody after that, right? It's going to be like one of these 5 most likely, and like the positional need is Trey Johnson or Knipple, right? I think they probably look at their point guard spot and they go, okay, Keontae George isn't really killing it as a point guard per se. Like, the assist numbers are kind of cool at times. It seems like he can score well. He's not projecting out to be like an awesome player. So I personally think you just take the best guy available, which in my opinion is Yakuchonis. You just have your point guard for the future. This really does suck. Like, you really wanted someone with a lot of all-star potential. I really like Yakuchonis, and I think he'd be a day one starter in Utah. Like, Good news for him is he's got a Walker Kessler, he's got a Colin Sexton, he's got a Lowry Markkinen on his team already. Like, he's just going to facilitate to those guys, and his life should be pretty easy in the NBA day one. So I think that the Jazz just keep it simple and go Jokic here. The Washington Wizards, this sucks for you guys as well. This really does. Y'all need some people that can get some buckets. Trey Johnson feels like a really obvious pick for you guys here, because like obviously the wing, or like the guard position, which is kind of what he is, needs some help, right? You guys need some people that can get some buckets. Bub Carrington, not the greatest rookie season. Like, we hope he's going to be something kind of cool. You got Jordan Poole on the team, whatever. Like, this is kind of perfect for Trey Johnson. He can come off the bench his rookie year for you guys, and all he has to do is just go get buckets. Probably the best bucket getter in this draft class from day one. And that's what he's going to do for you guys, right? Just go out there and score points off the bench for us. And we'll hope to develop you into a long-term offensive weapon, hopefully a 3-and-D player, and you go from there. It's not what you guys probably wanted, but you know what? That's what you guys get for being a shitty franchise at times. So, sorry, Wizards fans. You guys haven't been to the conference finals since, like, what was it, like 81 or something like that? It's crazy. The Pelicans. What do the Pelicans do here? This is an interesting one, because I'm looking around here. They could probably use the guard help, right? They probably could use the guard help, because they just took Yves Missy, and like, you could say go get Maluach. You probably want to try to win a little bit more right now. Hopefully Zion will be healthy, look great at the end of the year. Murray's hurt to start the year. CJ McCollum is still there. You got Bruce. Your wing position is really, really good. You got Jordan Hawkins as another guard. Do you go and take like another young guard, like Alvarado's on the team? This is a really tough pick at number 7. I am not sure who they go with there. Do they just go take another floor spacer? It doesn't feel like necessary. It feels like they have so many guys here. Like, the Pelicans could probably use some sort of trade in some way. I don't know what exactly they do, but I just think something could be useful here. Maybe a CJ McCollum, you ship him off to Orlando or something like that. Take back a KCP or something. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. And then maybe you guys swap picks somehow. I don't know. Like, CJ McCollum would be interesting. It's not exactly what they need, but it's not a bad fit for them either. But I think they probably use the pick, and we're going to go with, I guess, Jeremiah Fears here. What do we like about Fears? It's the isolation scoring. Kind of reminds me of like a Spencer Dinwiddie type, right? Where like, he's really not that crazy athletic. He's really young, skinny guy. He's an isolation scorer, right? The rest of his game's still kind of coming around, but I just don't think they need Con Knippel, and I don't think they want another big. Like, it'd be great if one of these bigs could shoot. Like, maybe there's a chance at an Asa Newell here as a guy that can step out as well. Maybe that's actually the move, but I don't know. I'm kind of torn here, because again, they don't have Murray. They'll have McCollum though. Like, Trey Murphy was better with the ball this last year. You still have Alvarado. Maybe they do just go get another big, and they say, okay, like, but there's no way they take like Asa Newell. They'd move back or something. Can we facilitate a trade between Toronto and them? Can we figure out how this could work? Let's do this live and in person right here. So let's take Toronto and let's take the Pelicans. How can we make this work right here? So they want Maluach, right? And they're saying, look, we're gonna take Maluach. If you don't, man, we need a big really bad. So they're sending their 2025 first over. They're sending their 2025 first over. So they're swapping. The Pelicans are moving down in the draft a couple spots. What are you guys gonna give us that we could use right away? You're not probably giving up like a Jacoby Walter. A Jamison Battle could be interesting. Like a Jamal Sheed. Maybe you want another guard like that. I don't know. Maybe like a future first or something. I don't know, because like Toronto's in this weird kind of like competitive state right now. You could give them like a swap rights or something like that. Maybe they think they'll be kind of good. Maybe they think they'll be kind of good. Do you do something like this? And protected swap, Toronto's choice. Let's just let's do something like that. So other team gets the right to swap. We'll send that over to them, so they get to swap picks with New Orleans potentially if they want next year. We're only dropping 2 spots, and this is a good draft class, so it's kind of whatever. And then maybe you send over a little bit of money and like a Jamal Sheed or something like that. I don't know. What else would they want? It's not a Baji, like, at least I don't think so. He's got a team option, so you'd have to accept that. I don't know. You got Jacoby Walter too, and he's younger for less money. Maybe we do something like that. Maybe we do send Oche over here, and he had a good season for Toronto for the most part. So maybe we do something like this to say that happened. I don't know. Like, come up with a better trade for it if you want to. But let's just say that they've kind of figured out some sort of deal here to swap these picks. So let's trade the pick. Toronto then takes Maluach with this one. So, because that's the center that they need. The 8th pick, Brooklyn. This sucks for them too, huh? They really don't need the center. You probably want to take someone with a higher ceiling. So this feels like the Jeremiah Fears pick right here. You could use some point guard help on this team for sure. Again, he's an isolation scorer. He's got other guys on the team he can get the ball to. So I think you go Jeremiah Fears with this one if you're Brooklyn. So this is how it's working out so far. We've made a couple trades happen. This could be a really interesting trade window for them. And now the Pelicans, I think they take Asa Newell, the center that maybe they could put next to Zion long term because he's shown he can step out a little bit and play away from the rim, and that's kind of what you need. So you go there. The 10th pick in Houston. This is an interesting one. I know the article came out of Houston being like, we're not interested in Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Giannis. We like Jalen Green. That's more of a Jalen Green. We like hype him up type of thing to try to trade him. Like, it just is. That's PR 101 for basketball. But what do they do here? What did they do? They really don't need this. It feels like they've been taken really out of the Giannis sweepstakes with this lottery result, with the Spurs jumping up as much as they have, man. This feels like a lot for them. This is kind of an L for Houston in this way. You really don't want to take Derek Queen. That's a lot of repetitiveness here. You really don't need to add a Con Knipple to this team. I feel like you just have to trade this pick to somebody. Who needs a draft pick this year is the question. Like, who could that even be? Like, is there another team that would want to get in on something like this? I don't know. Like, it's not the Lakers. You don't think, at least. Like, what could they possibly give up? There's no way. Denver, they can't sneak their way into this. There's no way. Clippers, Minnesota, Golden State, Memphis. The Kings obviously don't have a pick. Is there any way that something with them could take place? Because they're obviously trying to be competitive. They don't want to get rid of Jalen Green at this point, but do you add someone else to this team to be more competitive right away? I don't know. Do you want to add a Malik Monk so you can get like another scorer on the team or something? Do you add a Zach LaVine instead? That doesn't really make a ton of sense, but maybe a Malik Monk becomes available. Like, he's good, but that's just not quite what you need. So you might as well use this to go get something that you need, which, like, what star players are kind of available that you could package into something like this? Like, if a Ja Morant becomes available, then sure, that's an avenue to explore. But what other star players are there really? I feel like the Suns kind of got to make something happen with these guys. They have the picks and everything. I feel like this is a Kevin Durant trade somehow. Like, I feel like it just has to be. So let's just say, I don't even necessarily want to mock it out, but like, let's just say it's Jalen Green, Jabari Smith. Kevin Durant's obviously older, but he's Kevin Durant. He's really good at basketball. I don't want to hear that he's too old. I agree completely. I don't think he should be the number one option for them, but this might be the best that they can do right now. You get Reed Shepherd as well, which honestly isn't a big deal to lose him. Take Aaron Holiday. You can even keep Cam Whitmore probably at this point. And they get Kevin Durant for this, and this 2025 pick right here. They get to keep their own pick again. Cool, I guess. Do they get other picks back for this? I don't know if they do. I think they just get the one. I genuinely do. Because, like, Jalen Green is probably a negative asset at this point. Jabari Smith Jr., semi-negative. Reed Shepherd, we just don't know. Like, it was really rough this year. Aaron Holiday's just kind of salary filler. Does this trade work? Does this make money sense? It failed. Why? You are over the allowable income amount by $6 million. Okay, so can we? I guess you don't get Aaron Holiday, which, like, not a big deal. You just tried to save a little bit of money here. So yep, it's still gonna fail by 1.5. Okay, so we need to do a three-teamer somehow, but instead of mocking that out in here, because, like, look, we can mock this out, and there's going to be people that like it and don't like it. Rockets fans, you're getting Kevin Durant somehow. You're losing some combination of, like, these three players, Aaron Holiday, probably Cam Whitmore as well in some way, but you get KD. You guys let me know what you think about that, because, like, I'm not sold on that completely, but let's just say that we're trading the pick to the Suns somehow. Do we where are the Phoenix Suns here? So we're just going to move this pick over. We're going to say a Kevin Durant trade happened and they're on the clock now. Who did they take? I guess in this case, then you take Derek Queen because he's got a couple shot makers around him, and center's now kind of a position of need. Maybe a wing in Con Knipple as well, because in this hypothetical, they've added like Jalen Green and stuff like that, and those guys know how to play around a Derek Queen type player. So there you go. Big men are off the board. Portland at 11. In this world, you guys keep it pretty simple here, I think. I think you go with Con Knipple. Look, you should probably make some sort of deal to get rid of some of the guys on your team. Not sure how that works now. Now Milwaukee's probably not as desperate to try to make something happen with Dame, but maybe they still are. I don't know. You guys just need to draft somebody that can actively support the young core that you have already, which is really interesting. Scoot Henderson, Shaden Sharp, Denny, Kamara. Just get them some floor spacers and people that are going to do the right thing and play hard defense. Take Con Knipple with this. I know it's not the most exciting pick, but you guys have a good young core already. Just remember what the Pistons did this year, right? They went and got people to support the young players they already had, because like the young players you have are never going to get any better if you don't put the right people around them. So let's go with the smart pick here. My Bulls are on the clock, and man, I am not excited about the options that we have here. They need a wing more than anything. You don't need another guard. Murray Boyles, I could see being an option for them defensively. He's good. Don't really like the fit necessarily a ton. Who else is up on here? Atlanta's got the next pick with 13. You have to imagine they go some sort of wing or forward. You'd probably hope that they'd take the Carter Bryant swing here. I'm just trying to think of what the Bulls would do. Like, again, you'd hope that they're thinking more long term at this point. Josh Giddey's really the only one safe on the team. Buzelis is like interesting enough, but do you really want to bring in two raw athletic forwards to this team? I don't know. Buzelis also kind of feels like he has the power forward spot down, like that feels like his, and they don't really need anything else. So I feel like you take a guy that's going to be more of a clear wing, and the Bulls would take Carter Bryant here, who is a big mystery man. Obviously, we did the video on him. Shoots the three ball well. Defensively, honestly, not that great. He makes good defensive plays because he's a crazy athlete, but he's got a while to go. He'd be a project. Definitely wouldn't even start right away, but you take Carter Bryant. The Atlanta Hawks here. This is an interesting one. What do they need? They could use another ball handler. They really could. And another guard that could play next to Trey in some capacity. I don't think they go like a Traore. We're just looking at the rest of their roster, right? Like you got Niang, you got Gay, obviously you got a Kongwu. You'll need another center in some capacity, but those are kind of gone. You're not taking Sorber this high. I really don't think you need another forward. I feel like between like Jalen Johnson, Reese Shea, like even like Dyson Daniels can play that position if needed. I think you got enough there. I do think you need to go guard, and you need to get some more ball handlers for if Trey were to go down. I don't think you take a Yegor here. I could see this being a Jace Richardson type thing or a Ben Seraph, honestly. Nolan, I think they'd probably rather go someone that can maybe hit from the outside a little bit more. Jace Richardson's the proven shooter and could maybe play off Trey. You guys would have a pretty rough defensive backcourt at that point, but I could see it being a thing. This is a tough one for me. This really is. I think what they would end up doing here, I'm just looking to see if there's anybody I'm missing, just because this isn't an order that I think is necessarily realistic, but I'm going to go with Jace Richardson in this one. I know Atlanta Hawks fans might not be happy with that, but I think that might be what they want to do and be like, hey, we just need to add some more shooting and guys that could potentially put the ball on the floor, even though that's not exactly what he likes to do all the time. I just think it's more of a positional need at this point. The Spurs, 14th pick on here, so they got another one. Well, actually, they didn't use one, but they now have Giannis on the team, and they lost a couple other people in our hypothetical, so they could probably use another guard potentially now. Because who do they have? They've got Castle and they got Fox at this point. Not the best shooting backcourt. There's not really a shooter left, per se. McNeely might be. He might be, but not necessarily a guarantee. You could also go another big here. We could see a jump from like a Danny Wolf or something here, but I'm not positive about that. I don't think they go Murray Boyles because they just went and got Giannis, right? You really don't need another guy like that. You got enough defensive guys here. I don't really like the Jaeger, the McNeely fit. You probably want to go with someone that's maybe a little bit more ready. Do you go with the Ben Seraph here? That feels like a bit of a reach. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Like Ben Seraph, obviously the Manu connection, that's who he gets compared to a lot. Maybe that's the direction they want to go in. I don't know. It feels too similar to not Vassell, to Stefan Castle though. So maybe they just take a lengthier wing in a Senge and go from there. That might be the direction that they go. I'm personally a bigger fan of Penda, but I don't think he's going to go nearly that high. So let's just say they go with a Senge here. They get another French guy. Everybody says, oh, they're making Wemby happy by taking a French guy. No, it's a positional need of theirs, and he'd be another good defensive player. So cool. There you go. The Thunder, they just keep getting away with it, man. They just keep getting away with it. Murray Boyles is really talented, really good defensively. He's a position of need for them, and he won't play right away. He has to learn a new style of basketball. Okay, so he's really good at teaching it. I think this is really flat out simple. They take Murray Boyles here just outside the lottery. The Magic, you guys need some shooting and a point guard. That's not available though. So what are you guys gonna do? I think with the 16th pick, you guys look to add a scoring guard here, and I think I make all Orlando Magic fans very happy by scrolling down quite a bit, and I think you guys take a reach at Walter Clayton. I think you guys need a scoring guard. I think Walter Clayton, I don't know if he'll be a starter in the NBA at some point, but I think he'll be a nice player day one for somebody that can just bring some offense off the bench as a point guard. I think you take Walter Clayton here at 16. Here is a recap of where we're at so far. Kind of interesting. Minnesota Timberwolves up next. What do they need? They need more ball handling, and they've got a pretty deep team. You have to assume that there's a possibility that they do a sign and trade with Nickeil Alexander-Walker somehow, maybe packaged with this pick, because it feels like you probably keep Julius Randle at this point, right? With how good that he's been in the back half of the year, you're probably going to keep Naz Reid around. Got to start filling in some ball handlers around Ant. So I like the Traore pick. I really do. I know they just took Rob Dillingham, but maybe they take more of an off-ball guy that they're okay with kind of letting develop a little bit. You could have potentially two. Seraph's a lefty, isn't he? So you could have him and Terrence Shannon Jr. as lefties on the team. You have to imagine Terrence Shannon's going to find his way into the rotation before you know it. Where even is he like on this? Wow, they got him deep on the depth chart. That's inaccurate. I think that's the direction you go. A guy that has been able to put the ball on the floor a little bit. It's got a little bit of size as well. Maybe could be a good shooter at some point. It's going to take a little bit of work with him, but it's kind of a potential thing. The other option is, if Nickeil Alexander-Walker is going, maybe you go Neat Clifford and you go get your Josh Richardson type, or your Josh Hart type of guy in a Neat Clifford. I could see that, but again, I'd like to get them a point guard if I could, but maybe they'll address that in free agency somehow. Maybe you go and find a way to do that, because they're going to need to address it somehow, but there's not a great option here. So let's say they take a little bit of a reach and go for Neat Clifford here. That's what I'm thinking. They go get another like Nickeil Alexander-Walker type potentially, and I say we go from there. The Wizards 18th pick after the upsetting Trey Johnson pick right here. What do you guys need at this point? Just potential, right? Potential. Do you take a Jaeger at this point and you swing for the upside of it? It's not like there's going to be some commanding ball dominant guy on the team as of this point, right? You could take him, develop him. Maybe. McNeely, you don't really need him. Corey Kispert's probably out anyway because he's not even needed on this team. Do you take Traore? I don't know. Apologies that I'm saying his name wrong most likely. I don't think you go Sorber here. I don't think you go Seraph. I don't think people are reaching this far for Rasheer Fleming necessarily. So I think they take Jaeger with this pick, and they're just like, look, we're not going to be good anyway. Like, we're going to want to try again at the lottery next year. So let's just see if we can't turn him into what we think he could be, is this ball handling 6'9" kind of guy. So we'll see. Brooklyn, they already took Jeremiah Fears here, so who do they take next is the question. Who do they take next? I think they go with a little bit more upside at the wing because they need some wing here. I think McNeely's going to end up falling in the draft, in all honesty. I really, really do, and I feel bad saying it. I think they go Will Riley here. I think they look at Will Riley and they go like, hey, the athleticism looks like it's there. He had a little bit of a ball handling. The shooting was kind of there, but he's a big guy, 6'8", that can do a little bit of everything. So we're going with two high-level potential guys right off the bat, trying to start our rebuild off right. We're going to try to win the lottery again next year, right? And we've got more picks. The Heat are on the clock next. They need a point guard. This is the clear Traore pick. He's smart already. He could probably run point guard day one. He's probably going to suffer a bit defensively because he's young. I'm not sure how many jumpers he's going to make, but this feels like a Heat culture type of build where you could get a lot of reward for him because he's really athletic. He's got good instincts. He can already run NBA offenses. This feels like a safe pick. Take Traore there, and you might get something really good with it. The Jazz already took Yakachonis. You take the forward now. McNeely's fallen this much. You need someone to potentially do that. You get two white guys in the draft, and Utah is happy. He didn't shoot well at UConn, but no reason to think that he shouldn't be able to. So you take McNeely here to fill your wing position. The Atlanta Hawks with the 22nd pick. So we already took Jace Richardson here. Do you go Sorber to get another big on the team? Certainly a possibility. I see a Rasheer Fleming as a possibility here. I'm trying to think through all the options that they kind of have available to them at this point in time. I sat down for this one. So here's where I'm struggling, right? So we got another guard for the team. Cool. Like LeVert can handle the rock a little bit. Maybe Risa Shea does it a little bit more. Who knows, right? Obviously Dyson Daniels can a little bit. But Trae Young does most of it anyway. Jalen Johnson honestly does as well. So you got Johnson, like Niang probably plays a bit, Risa Shea, Kongwu's going to be there. Do you just hope that you find a backup center in free agency? Or do you kind of go with the Sorber and say, hey, this is a kind of a similar Kongwu type of guy, maybe with a little bit less skill. He's a little bit more raw. Maybe we take him and start developing him. I don't know, because we're trying to win basketball games right now. It's a tough one. I feel like maybe they just try to find a big elsewhere, or maybe they're okay with just playing small ball sometimes, and I think they go Rasheer Fleming at this point as a guy that can just help them out a little bit more right away. The 3-and-D of him and the athleticism should pair well with Trae Young. He's good off the basketball, so I like that. The Pacers, who, man, they could punch their ticket to the finals this year. Oh, they take Sorber here easy. They've needed backup center help for a long time. I'm glad that we didn't have the last one pick it because this makes this pick really easy. They pick Sorber. They've needed another center on the roster for forever. You get a young defensive guy who could get a little bit of PT right away. There you go. This is a fun draft, man. The Thunder, they can't keep getting away with this. Wow. Do they take Seraph? They might take Seraph here and say, hey, again, you're not going to get to play right away, my boy. It's just kind of how it is. Or no, you know what? They take Penda. They definitely take Penda here. They need size at the wing position. I like Penda a lot. You guys haven't seen my video on him yet, but I was very impressed with him, and I'm watching some film with some scouts this week on him, and I'm excited to watch more of it. I was a big Penda guy, so we're sending Penda to OKC. It's a strong positional need. I think he could be a good shooter. He's tough as nails already. Can play without the basketball well. Not the craziest athlete ever. Honestly, just not a great athlete, but strong, physical as hell already at 6'8". Like, and he looks all of 225, 230 to me in some of his films. So OKC gets a good one there. Magic on the clock again. Magic fans, I'm going to reward you. You're getting Danny Wolf with this pick. You need a center that can step out and hit around Paulo and Franz. Well, you got one. A guy that can handle the rock a little bit too and pass. This is everything you've ever wanted in a center right here. I personally like Danny Wolf a lot. He's really high on my big board, so I know the turnovers are kind of a concern. I don't when I watch him play and I see the turnovers sometimes, there are times where he drives to the hoop and he has no idea where he's going to go, and like whatever, he's a college guy. I'm not tripping about it. I know the turnovers are high at times, but like, it's college basketball. It's just is going to happen. And to me, it's not like he's misreading defenses as much as just like the offense is kind of weird. So I'm not tripping about it. You guys get two more veteran guys to kind of come into the team, help you guys out day one. So, and another Michigan guy. So that's cool for you guys. Okay. Brooklyn, you guys have taken two big swings already. You've taken two big swings. What do you do now? What do you do now? Do you take another swing? You went and got a wing. You went and got a guard. You probably don't need all these picks, but I mean, why not? You want somebody to work out, right? You want somebody to work out. Do you go and take another swing, or do you go get someone that's maybe more reliable right off the bat? Do you take like a Cam Jones or something to kind of support your really thin backcourt right now of just either Cam Thomas and D'Angelo Russell with Jeremiah Fears? Cam Jones a little bit older, more mature, should be able to score pretty well right off the bat. He's got decent size for his position. Maybe, or do you take another swing on Ben Seraph? I don't necessarily know. You can take another swing. You don't care if you're good or not this year anyway. Just take Seraph and move on. I think that's the best way to go with it. And you got another pick here. You probably want a big at this point, so it's either Janai Broom or Joan Beringer, most likely. You could go for a ton of upside, but maybe you should go get one just like guy that's kind of ready to go day one, right? That's probably not the worst thing. So let's go get Janai Broom. He can be a good backup center for you right away. Maybe you trade Sharp, do a sign and trade or something, and you can get something else for that. So here you go. The Celtics on the clock next. Who do they want? Could they use another guard? Potentially. Let's just take a look at their depth chart quick. Like Derek White, Drew, Peyton Pritchard, obviously good. You have to imagine they're going to tear apart this team quite a bit this summer for money purposes. Like you have to imagine Porzingis is gone. Drew Holiday very well should be gone. And then you'll just probably stick with White, Pritchard, Tatum, and Brown. Everything else is kind of up for grabs. So you could probably use another wing or something. Sam Hauser's under contract for not very much money. You could probably use another big, but I don't really see one available that can help you right away, and you're trying to be somewhat of contenders still, right? I don't really see a Pettiford or a Dink Pate. I know Kalkbrenner might be mocked there, but I don't really see that necessarily. Do you just take like a Phylan or something? He's an interesting guy that I could see them turning into something one day, and doesn't have a ton of pressure right off the bat. Yeah, I could see that because like Derek White, you don't want him running the point guard too much. Let's go with Phylan. I like the Phylan pick here, and we're presuming that Drew Holiday is going to end up somewhere else. The Suns. Who do the Suns pick? The Suns already took Derek Queen in this draft, and they now have Jalen Green, like some combination of like Reed Shepherd, Jabari Smith. You get it. Again, they're probably trying to win basketball games now, so I don't think the Hugo Gonzalez swing necessarily makes sense here. They could probably use a point guard, so I could see a Pettiford going here. I don't see Drake Powell going this high. Cam Jones, Boogie Flan. It's not going to be Boogie Flan. It's probably not Cam Jones. I think you really need a point guard, so maybe this is where Pettiford goes. I could see him maybe going this high to them. He's interesting. He's a really good athlete. I really like the way that he moves around the court. So let's go with Pettiford. I like this one. He can maybe start to contribute for them right away. And then the Clippers with the 30th pick here. What are they going to need after this season? Which, man, tough end to their season right now. The only thing you probably do is just add more 3-and-D type stuff. There's not a lot of potential guys on this team. The guard positions are pretty good. You could probably use another big somehow. If Janai Broom would have made it this far, that would have been great. I don't think Beringer is going to do it for them. Do they go Kalkbrenner? I'm not a huge fan. He's just so skinny. I just never see guys like this really work out when they move like he does. So I want to presume that they'll do the same thing and not really like that a ton. Amir Coffey might be gone. Like, who's best player available right now? Like, Hugo Gonzalez is interesting. I just don't think he's going to be ready day one. It's not Boogie Flan. He's not going that high. Cam Jones, maybe. Do you go Thiero just for the potential alone and the energy he could bring? Maybe. Lendenborg, if he goes. But, I mean, if he's going this late, I think he'd just go to Michigan and take his money. Do you go Behringer just, again, to have a lob threat, block shots kind of guy at such a position of need? Maybe that's what you do. Maybe you just take Behringer and go from there. At least you could throw him out there and you'll block a couple shots while Zubats is out. So there you go. All right, that's going to be my mock draft, y'all. I'm just doing first round. Why am I not doing second round? It's because I personally just most of the second round is done via the in-person workouts. People fall in love with people, right? That's just kind of how it tends to go. And so until I can see those guys kind of in person, which I'm doing very soon and I'm very excited for, that's why I have so many pre-recorded videos up this week. I'm just not going to touch it for right now. We'll do it eventually, but for right now, this is what I got. Here's the mock draft with a couple trades even to boat. What a crazy draft lottery. This Luka Doncic Dallas Mavericks story is insane. I do think we have to watch out for this team as a Giannis destination now. I really think they do. I really think that you have to watch for them now, because I didn't think about that in the live stream, and it's interesting. But yeah, let me know who you want your team to get. I'm not set on any of this for now. Excited to see a lot of these people in person, and yeah, let's move on to the comment to the video. Yeah, let's do one. All right, y'all, this is a fun comment to the video now, but it's coming from our Lakers ideal offseason video, doing very well on the channel. Definitely go give it a watch. I think it was kind of an interesting result. So go give those a watch. Ideal offseasons are awesome, and obviously go like and share the Do They Fit in the NBA series, because they're always demonetized and I don't really get anything for them. But anyway, the comment to the video is coming from JaxR9925. He said, I can't wait for my Mavs ideal offseason. He was sad. This was 2 days ago. He said this, and look how your fortunes have changed. It's not Luka, right? It's not Luka. And I know Luka was already really good. We have not seen Cooper Flagg play NBA basketball yet. You have to assume he's going to be a pretty decent player. Who knows if he'll be as good as Luka Doncic? That'd be ignorant of anybody to predict that, I think. But hey, Jax, you're in a better spot now. We're pulling you out of the depths of hell for this one. So just thought I'd bring this up. We're bringing you some light. But anyway, seriously, I appreciate you guys as always, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye.